사시 부기 죽식 매덕점 리라 능시 님대 겐파리 상예 싱두 믹태 오왈기 조건 남닥 신라 주par쇼 Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniryatayami Sangye Chidam Soki Chognam La Changchu Bardu Dagni Kyapsuchi Dagi Chungyen Gibe Sanam Ki Chola Benchir Sangye Druparsho Sangye Chidam Sogi Chognam La Jamchu Bardu Dakni Kapsuchi Daki Chunyen Gibe Sanam Ki Drola Benchir Sangye Druparsho Sangye Chidam Sogi Chognam La Jamchu Bardu Dakni Kapsuchi Dagi Chungyen Gibe Sanam Ki Drola Benchir Sangye Druparsho
Nick.
Yeah. What version?
So you guys have to be sure you're in the building today. Just, she'll bring you food. And Nick will entertain you. And it'll help me a little bit. Possibly it won't. So,
what time is that?
that's what I don't know.
They were going to go to yoga and come back.
Yeah. Trisha, you say you want to do it in your ethics class.
That's the contract signing.
Yeah.
That's the signing, but
you have to do it
the
separate
squeezing
time.
has to be done quietly.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. I can pre-squeeze and then post-squeeze. But the squeeze is usually done by ourselves.
Will this do with the two columns? One for okay.
That's enough. Cool. It's mostly just to remind me what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure where I put them current.
The 21 would probably.
Yeah.
Be
Do you need it? You do.
Yeah. It's great. Well.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Trisha, sparkling. We have ice right now. They're not ice.
Okay.
Will come soon. Which
Mayo
one?
and tea.
Do you want ice now?
With ping?
Bing?
You mean ping?
不加冰.
Mayo ping.
But it's in the fridge.
That's okay.
Okay.
Mayo and tea. Mayo ping.
Did you drop it to me?
No, I'm working on that. Let me see. I'm so grumpy today. I don't know why.
Wait, you're on light on the, which is not mine.
You've been sleeping too much.
A lot of people are coming.
It's a good book.
That'd be the one.
Alright.
Haha. I will put it in the Dropbox
Which?
imminently.
Translator drafts or GMR drafts?
I'll tell you in 1 second. Hold
Very
on.
good.
First year text, GMR.
Stop trying to confuse me.
We have to try.
Shooting fish in a barrel.
Even that's confusing.
I put it in Translator drafts Nick current version.
Got it.
Is that what you said, Paula?
It's
No,
not.
that's not.
Where do you want?
Okay.
Where do you want it?
No, that's all. We'll talk about it later.
You want it in year
It's
one
not important
text?
Right now.
We'll
No, it's
talk
not
about
important
it
right
later.
now.
Okay.
Let's see.
A lot of people are tired today.
We're all grumpy.
Yeah, that's what
We're all grumpy. Nice dress.
Thank you. It's from Taiwan. Nick picked it out.
That's from, we bought it in.
No, I picked this one out in
Oh, you picked
Taiwan.
up that.
The one in Argentina is similar.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
flowers, yellow though.
Oops.
Are you okay? You're up? You're
I'm
ready?
up and ready and good
Okay,
to go.
now, general comment. Please don't talk too much among each other because it's hard for me to say things twice. There are two viewpoints being discussed here, yutta and metta.
Things exist and things don't exist at all.
The yutta means what?
Things exist from their own side.
The extreme of thinking
yeah,
that
the-
things exist.
No, it's not the ta. That's the point I want to make.
Okay.
the
Yutta,
viewpoint.
say
The
yutta.
Yutta.
Oh,
Metta.
Metta.
Means yutta means the idea that things exist the way they look. And then metta,
Nothing exists at all.
The view that-
when you introduce metta, you always have to introduce it with reference to yutta.
Okay.
The idea
If
that
they
if they did exist,
if they don't exist the way they look, then they don't exist at all. Okay, so that's
Okay.
yutta and
I
metta.
see what you're saying.
The other
Now, they hold to yutta and metta. Okay,
The extreme view that
of-
things exist. Things,
the extreme idea that things exist the way they look, and the extreme idea that if they don't exist the way they look, then they don't exist at all. Okay, so in this section, it's crucial that you make those distinctions. Yutta,
and
the idea that, or the viewpoint that
the things exist the way they
exist the way
appear.
they appear, and it holds to an
Yutta
extreme idea that things
exist the way
things
they
existing the way they appear is yutta. Okay, got it? It holds to yutta. Okay, got it? Okay, good. Now, don't forget that next text is Nagarjuna arguing against who?
The lower way, the Hinayanas.
Yeah,
of the listeners.
Hinayana presentations of emptiness. Okay? So this text of Nagarjuna called the
60 verses.
60 verses, and it has no other name. It's not like the golden key in 60 verses or something. It's just called the 60 verses. So the 60 verses, don't forget that the people fighting here is Nagarjuna representing the rebirth of the
The higher.
Mahayana.
Yeah.
And then his opponents representing the dark days between 500 BC and 200 AD, when Buddhism declined and became mostly Abhidharma. Okay, Stanley's text. Sorry, Stanley. You're the bad guy in this book. All right, so don't forget that. Now, in your opinion, no, not even that. Svatantrika came much later, like 700s, 800s.
He meant Sautrantika.
Oh, Sautrantika, yeah, it's big around 500 AD, so 1,000 years later.
No
So
longer
anyway,
monastery.
what was I going to ask you? Now, if I had to tell you the guys fighting against Nagarjuna spent more time on yutta or metta, meaning spent more time fighting it.
Attacking us for it?
No, more time fighting it in the universe.
Oh,
Okay.
You know, which one would you say they spent more time on?
Yutta.
The idea that things exist the way they seem,
Yeah.
and not the idea that if you misunderstand what I said when I said things don't exist the way they seem, you're going to think that nothing exists.
at all. Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
So all that's introduction. Let's go.
Yay.
Here's the second part. Meta gakshe sin tembala jarwadam. So I'm going to just remind you
Oh, we already
that
talked
the
about
view that things cannot exist if they don't exist the way they seem.
it. Yeah.
We already fought against that.
Yeah.
That fight's done.
Mhm.
Okay. Sin means what? It's the past
Held. Sin.
past patellarizer.
That's right. Right.
Past
Right.
patellarizer.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was held.
Closer.
Well, in this case, it's just.
ED. Yeah, ED.
In this case, it's just like I already explained it, right?
Well, no.
Oh, did
As an
explain
as an addition to a verb,
right.
Okay.
it's the past tense.
Shizin.
It's the past
Shizin.
passive.
Yeah.
Sorry, past participle. We already done that.
We already done
You
did that.
know, okay, been there, done that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it's very important.
Explained.
And they're just reminding us, okay, Dembala Janwa,
Yeah.
just to remind you, we's done with that. You know, long since.
Yeah, we've been done, did that.
Who's we?
This book, but
No.
Nagarjuna.
See, I made a mistake the other day. It's not this book.
Oh,
He said, Buddha already took care of it.
oh,
In the old days, the Abhidharma days, you know, hundreds of years ago, before Nagarjuna, you know, may I remind you that this viewpoint was already denied by Lord Buddha himself, you know. Therefore, I don't have to,
I have to re-explain it to
you know, I don't have to go into it very long, because my opponent is
the lower
these
way.
lower way guys,
Us.
and your books, your versions of the sutras
Even
already
say
took
that.
care of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so may I just remind you,
Uh-huh.
you know, Jambala Java means, may I just remind you, your books already took care of that.
Of Meta.
The
though.
sutras you like, yeah, metta.
Meta.
So the opinion of our august body in the beginning was maybe not correct. We'll see.
Yeah. That's
Then
the
he's
opposite of
gonna
what we just
say,
said.
Nyamba Dampa. This is a classic, you know, don't have the three problems of the pot, as happened in the Diamond Cutter Sutra. You know, Nyamba Dampa means advice to listen up. You know, okay. So look, your sutras, in your sutras, Buddha already denied that things don't exist.
Right.
Now listen up to our denial that things exist the way they
Appear to.
appear to exist. Okay, got it?
Yeah, Yudhagapala.
So we're gonna focus on Yutta or Metta.
Yuta.
Yeah, good.
Okay,
Hopefully.
so we were wrong in what we first
Yeah, we
said
were wrong.
5 minutes
Okay.
ago.
Yep.
Cool.
Here's the first. Okay, the first one is, the first part is him saying, you know, may I remind you. It's the may I remind you. Okay. So first he's gonna cover the may I remind you. Ready?
Yeah.
Rante nare.
Rangdenare. Chutam che tong ni du minte de.
Mite.
Mite.
Not, there's no prenasal on a second column. Not
Oh,
possible.
Okay. So,
Except for one.
but it can be there and you just don't pronounce it, or that is a mistake?
It's not considered a prenasal because you cannot prenasal a second column.
Okay. Mite.
Mite de.
Mite de. Jukje me ching ne je yepe so.
Yeah. Rang de nare. Some of our Buddhist schools say.
Yeah, if our system. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily wrong. It just means us Buddhist guys.
Uh-huh.
Okay, people belonging to our own groups, meaning we're not talking Hindus or other people. Okay, some of the people in our group say it is mithe.
It's incorrect to say all things are empty?
Yeah, it's incorrect to say that, to explain all things as being empty. Okay, why? Two reasons. Split reason. There's a word for split reason in logic. I can't remember. Anyway.
Oh, concurrence?
No,
It's
I
like
mean
you
in
agree,
Buddha,
but
in
it's
Buddhist
different.
logic,
Oh.
there's a name for it.
In Tibetan?
Yeah, there is a word for
Yeah,
it. I
yeah.
don't remember.
We had it the other day.
Yeah, we've had
No,
it
we
like 10
had
times.
we had lots of split reasons, but I can't remember the technical term for
Oh, I thought you
I
were
could,
right.
yeah, anyway.
No. Okay. Anyway, what's the first reason? First
Some
part of the reason.
container.
Jukje me.
There's no
Proof.
proof. Yeah,
Okay. There's no proof.
yeah, yeah.
There's no proof to your idea that all things are empty.
Uh-huh.
Okay. There's no proof for your idea that all things are empty. A.
Uh-huh.
B.
Nijay. There is a.
There is
There's a
evidence
thing out
that
there.
you're wrong.
Oh,
Okay. There's no evidence that you're right, and there is evidence that you're wrong.
wow.
Okay.
To hurt your position.
Yeah. There's reasoning which hurts your position. Okay. Nuje means hurter.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hurter, okay. So actually, these are the opposite. Okay. To prove and to disprove or refute. Okay. Damage, literally. The word is damage. Okay.
Uh-huh.
If it didn't have a G, what would it be?
Then it would be a container. I'm sorry, it would be sick.
I'll give $10.
Would be s-
I'll give $10 unless your name is Word. And if your name is Allison, I'll give you $100.
Wow. That's a lot of renminbi.
600 renminbi.
NOD?
It's not Alice,
I don't
I just
know.
split it.
Go for it.
It's not.
By the way, these bouts only last 10 seconds. Like you can't come tomorrow.
Does anybody,
I'm gonna start
Ten,
announcing answers.
9,
Then we'll run out of
8,
You can choose.
7,
Let's work out together.
sick.
See?
It's sick.
Arm?
4.
No,
No.
that would be.
That's Nate.
Yeah. So that's my only guess. Container.
What's the word for to grant a vow? It's to grant a vow.
Okay.
To grant a vow. No.
Power?
So don't say no for no. Okay.
Okay. No.
Okay. Damani. So here's the proof. Here he's gonna say why there's no proof. There's no.
There's no proof that
there's
things
no
are empty.
proof that all things are empty. Okay. And it's long. Okay, it goes all the way down to. Let's see how far.
Is it that there's no correct proof, or is it incorrect to say that there's a proof that tepe misi?
Oh, we'll get there.
Okay.
Don't need to dupe teba misi becher. Yeah, it's impossible. So this C is not the C in
Life.
Sugan's text,
Right.
in which case it means sipe korlo,
Not possible.
baba chakra, wheel of life. Okay, so this is not that sipa,
Same spelling.
and it's not the sipa which means samsara,
Right.
and it's not the sipa which means a bardo being parsipa. Okay, it refers to not possible, impossible to give. It's impossible to say that it was to prove that it was correct. Okay,
Okay.
okay, it's impossible.
Uh-huh.
Now I don't know if that's all his first half of his reason. If that's all he's gonna say, but you gotta struggle with that. Okay.
Oh, I will.
And where does Shenluk start? Okay. Rikpe nete.
And then as far as harming the reasoning,
Mm-hmm.
as far as evidence that hurts.
It is
that-
refuted by reasoning. Yeah.
Okay.
It is refuted, and that seems to apply to the second part of the reason up here,
Yeah.
which implies that his first part of his reason is done,
Yeah.
which is kind of too short. Okay, Rikpe nete, which to say there's no proof for saying that. All he said was it's impossible.
To prove it.
Well, it's impossible to give good reasoning that would prove it. Okay, it's impossible to give good reasoning that would prove it, and he's going to make fun of our reasoning later.
So this is Kachi.
Okay. It's starting to sound like Kachi. Okay, yeah, it is.
This guy never heard the pending,
Yeah,
basically.
it's impossible to give good reasoning that would prove it. Okay,
Yeah.
and later he's going to say why, and it has to do with how do you prove that something doesn't exist. You see, if you're trying to prove something, I don't have a problem with it.
Mm-hmm.
But trying to prove that something's not,
Mm-hmm. You just didn't see
you
it.
know, come on.
Right.
How do you prove something's
Oh, I
not?
see.
Right.
You see what I mean?
I do.
You could prove that there's a cup here, or you could prove that this is a green drink, but prove that something's not?
Mm-hmm.
He's uncomfortable with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Establishing
Okay.
emptiness
And
itself.
he never
is
had to
just
prove to his
impossible.
wife why he wasn't messing around when he was late. I mean, you see, he forgot that
So
there
he's
are...
using Tony Do in a more general way, like just the emptiness of anything at all would be impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
good.
he's saying prove emptiness, basically.
Then he says,
Some give me power.
Rikbenete,
Yeah.
it's it's hurt by
Reasoning.
reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, your idea that everything is empty is hurt by reasoning. Why? Then he gives a bizarre syllogism,
Okay.
Some give me power.
and I think he's making fun.
Okay.
Okay, so here it says, Munsum ki mipa mingyo ata.
Because
That's
doesn't become
seeing something through direct
doesn't become
perception.
yeah
It's not
direct
something.
perception.
It's not something you can see with your direct senses. Okay?
Uh-huh.
It's not something you can see with your direct. Now, I think he's making fun of someone trying to explain emptiness to someone on a bus.
Uh-huh.
You know. Okay. Now just listen.
He's being really basic about it.
It's kind of not something you can see with your eyes.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Because
Alright?
it doesn't exist.
Well, why?
Because it doesn't exist.
Because it doesn't exist. You see, it's like this guy in a bus trying to explain. It's like nothing you can see with your eyes. Why? Well, you can't see, man. It doesn't exist. What's he talking about?
Emptiness.
Yeah, well, it seems to be, right? Yeah, emptiness. And it's kind of like a
Like a
reborn-
little
ra.
rabbit's horn, right?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
It's like the antlers on a rabbit.
Yeah.
You see? So he's making fun of us on an airplane going home to Singapore. And you sit next to somebody you don't know, and they say, well, what did you work on? Well, we were just proving that, it's this emptiness. And they say, well, what's emptiness? And we say, well, it's not something you can really see. And they say, well, why not? And you say, well, because it doesn't exist. And they say, well, what are you talking about? I said, it's like the antlers on a rabbit.
Because direct perception is stuff that you can only have a direct perception of stuff you can see. Is that?
Wait, and here's the punchline. Dena you.
Yeah.
That's
That's why
because that
emptiness exists, you see?
that's why it exists.
Okay? Because it doesn't exist. He's making fun of our logic. Okay? He's like, because this section is supposed to be, you can't prove it. It's impossible to, he says, it's, what you're talking, the proof you're suggesting is bizarre. Okay? Take this thing, it doesn't exist. You can't see it directly. Why? Because it doesn't exist. Well, what's it like? It's like the antlers on a rabbit. Well, so what? Well, therefore it exists.
Oh, you mean
Yeah, no.
This is his version of us talking on the
That's
plane.
true.
This is
Yes, that's
Gelston?
When
true.
you guys
but
this is the lower
Kachi.
school.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
that's
This is lower school. Yeah, right. When you guys get on a plane, this is what it sounds like. Yeah, what'd you study this week? Emptiness. Well, what's it like? Well, it's not something you can see with your eyes. Well, why? Well, because it's like nothing. Well, what do you mean? Well, it's like the antlers on a rabbit, and therefore it exists.
Oh, he's just,
Okay.
he's just
They're
messing.
making fun of our logic.
Which is technically correct.
Right.
But he's making fun of our logic. He's like, come on.
Yeah.
Well, why does it exist? Because
Because it's a direct.
it can be seen directly by these special people called Aryas. That which cannot be seen directly can be seen directly. That which doesn't exist does exist. It's kind of like a rabbit's hole. And he's like, what's this bullshit you guys always talking about? Why do you guys always talk like that? He's complaining. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, got it?
Right? It can get annoying.
Yeah.
Now, what's two ways to prove things in...
Logan Rick.
lunar.
Now
You
he's
can
gonna
either
use-
prove something with logic, which he just did, or you can prove something with scripture.
Now we're gonna harm the position
Now
of
he's gonna.
scripture. We're gonna.
Now he's
refute-
gonna lumki kyang nete. Your assertion
can be
that
refuted.
all things are empty is not only disproven by logic, rikte, no, okay, it's disproven by scripture also. Why? Because the Buddha said, this was a mistake, boy, that was a mistake. That was an exciting mistake. That mistake took about half an hour.
Wow.
Okay, and it's not a crazy mistake because a naro looks like a tzahak. Say tzahak.
Tzahak.
What's a tzahak?
The little flag on
It's
top
that
of
little
it.
flag, yeah, and it looks with a dengu, it looks like a naro. So that's not as bad a mistake as it looks like. It's a pretty good bad mistake.
Sutra.
Dole, because Sutra talked about now. This is Sugang's purview.
Yeah.
This is Sugang's subject. What does Sesumba mean?
I'm guessing it means third life.
Oh, the three parts?
No, three life as an adjective.
Yeah. Oh,
Three hyphen life.
three life.
Three life tendo.
It's referring to the wheel of life in general, right?
Because
Because
how
the-
it's broken up into three different lives.
Yeah.
Oh, yay!
That's what I was saying too. Hey.
Yeah, a typical wheel takes 3 lives to finish. A typical turning of the wheel takes 3 lives to finish. Tell me which is in which life.
The first two links are on the
First two in the first
The
line.
first
Yeah.
one.
The third through the 9th and the second.
Yeah, 10.
10th? Yeah.
Preg-
Okay.
after the
Well,
pregnant lady.
10th is the
After the fat lady sings. 3 to 10.
yeah.
11 and 12. Second.
Okay. And then 11 and 12 next life.
Rebirth and old
and
age.
death and old age. Okay. So sometimes the wheel of life is called the Tsesumba. The 3-life wheel.
Mhm.
As an adjective. The 3-life wheel.
Cool.
Why is it relevant here?
Mm.
Isn't it like the first turning of the wheel that the Buddha taught and things
Uh,
were just self-existent? Or?
Give me a better reason. What did we say that he's criticizing?
He's criticizing our explanation.
Chetamje.
Tomba. Tomba.
Tomba. What did we say? Say it in English.
All things are empty.
Yeah, nothing exists. All things are empty. Oh, so Buddha didn't teach this wheel that goes on for 3 lives, right? Like something that doesn't exist is gonna go on for 3 lifetimes, right? Yeah, he's being sarcastic. Okay, got it?
Yep.
Yeah, right. Something that doesn't exist goes on for 3 lives in the most important teaching of the Buddha,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, got it? He's playing. This is lower school talking.
Silly
Okay.
arguments.
Moreover, okay, he's going to quote another book.
Abhidharma Kosha.
Yeah, well, be careful.
Huh?
It's just Abhidharma.
Yeah, the
Doesn't say
Abhidharma
kosha.
literature. See here, Chinnumba
Uh-huh.
means the Abhidharma literature. Okay, because the Abhidharma literature also says, Lekyang, it also says,
That also.
Pumbo
Oh, no.
Kam Keje, subject of the first chapter of the Abhidharma Kosha.
Right.
Say Pungdam Keje, Pungdam
Pumbo.
Keje,
KJ.
sorry, Pungkam Keje,
Pumkam KJ.
Pungdam Kego,
Pumkam Kego.
Riki Den,
Ricky Dun.
Pumbo Keje Kamnamyin.
Pumbo KJ. Kamdam.
Abhidharma Kosha. The big subject of the first chapter, which is the most important chapter.
Heaps, the realms, and rebirths.
Yeah, it's 3 ways of dividing reality.
Uh-huh. Realms.
Are they equal? Do they
No.
cover the same set of stuff?
Nope.
No,
I mean, they
Why
overlap.
not?
because one has.
Do they all cover all things?
Yes.
Do the 5 heaps, the 12 doors of sense, and the 18 categories each separately cover all existing things?
Each separately?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, do the skandhas cover all existing things? Do the ayatanas cover all existing things? And do the
Each
dhatus
of
cover
those
all
sets
existing
separately.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Well, that was the debate.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
the only way to get it parallel is to say that somehow the 5 heaps cover all existing things.
Right. Which is when you
Which
say
means,
Suk is all outer
yeah,
things.
which
also.
means everything you observe has to be included into your heap of form.
Right.
Okay. Even though that's normally just your body.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, the Abhidharma literature has to describe these 3 ways of categorizing all existing things. Why do we need categories to all existing things if there's no existing thing?
Right.
You know, like,
Silly
come on,
argument.
get off my back.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's talking?
Touchy.
Cut.
Yeah, lower school.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, okay, yeah, nothing exists, right? And the Buddha didn't spend half his life explaining 3 ways that everything exists. Okay, you got to get that feeling in the translation. It has to sound really sarcastic. Okay.
Yeah.
Not only that, but about those 3 ways of dividing all existing things, he said there's wrong sense and cheat sense.
Inner things and outer things.
No,
Oh, general things and specific things.
no.
General.
What's a wrong sense and a cheat sense?
They're mental images
Yeah, say
or
it
outer
again.
things. What?
Say it again.
Archetypes and manifestation of
Wow.
those archetypes.
That would be inner things and
High
outer
five.
things.
You got it? Yeah. Okay. Cop. Real cops in the world, and the idea of cop.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. There's nothing exists. Nothing outside. Nothing inside. He's being sarcastic again. Yeah. Right. No cops and no cop. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Everything's empty. Buddha didn't talk about that in the Abhidharma. Okay. Got it. Lend me. The very short word, very powerful.
Uh-huh. Answer.
Yeah, here's my answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's what I got to say. Who's talking?
Gyaltsab or Stelkachi. Let's see what it says.
Come on.
Reishi Nyek.
Nagarjuna. Aya Nagarjuna.
Oh.
And then we go to the root text.
Meaning
Oh,
here's
we're
his
actually
answers.
back in a verse?
Yeah, now we go to the.
Verse 3.
We go. Yeah. After 1 year, we've reached the third verse. But only the first
Introduction to
half.
this verse.
A.
Yeah, this is a lead in
Uh-huh.
to this. It's a segue to this verse.
Right. Some jerk comes and says this, and this next verse is already.
That's why Nagarjuna
response.
said this, yeah.
Let's look at the verse.
Just for fun.
No, let's not.
And then
By the way, you should underline the root text where it's woven.
I will.
Okay.
I always,
Uh,
I've been not underlining it in my text. I italicize it, I think. Or bold.
try it. Let's like a standard of underlining. Do you want to?
Really?
Or
Back in the
bold.
day, it was
Either.
bold.
Not
Yeah,
talking
bold.
the
Bold
Tibetan.
is
No,
what
the
I mean.
Tibetan.
Oh, okay, but why not bold?
ACI was bold.
Yeah.
Because if the root text is in bold, and if you bold the
Oh.
bits in there, it's like
Well, you don't have to bold
you
the
don't have
root
to, like,
text.
Yeah, I
explain
wouldn't
why
bold
you're-
the root text.
Well, the root text
Let's
is,
decide later. Okay. Jiten translate up to Tamche.
where are we? Oh. Jikten dang jikten lede. Jikten de begits tamche. All the storehouse of virtue transcends the world and the world itself.
Sorry.
And
The division is Jiten and Jiten Lindipa.
oh, okay. Of the world and things that that are beyond the world.
Good. Getza.
The roots of virtue.
Meaning your bank account
Yeah,
of
your
good
bank
karma.
account of good karma.
Okay? Your
All
bank
of-
account of good karmas.
Mhm. Which are
all
beyond the
of
world
them,
and of the world.
all your different investment accounts,
Uh-huh.
okay, are sunjimba. Yeah, ripped out
to-
from the root. And as we said, it's also a word for rape.
Right.
And it's a very distasteful word in Tibetan. And so whenever you use it, it's meant to imply violence. Okay, like he's not just saying, "Oh, that'll hurt your good karma." This one will rip your good karma out from rip it to shreds. You want to just not just hurt your good karma. Not no. He didn't say no. He said you want to destroy your good karma, like totally rip it up. Okay, Sunjama Shukbe. You have entered. Or you're on a road.
You will enter the
You're
hell,
on a path that's going to lead to that.
the hell realms.
You're on a path to lead to that. What's he talking about way down here? If you mepa ni to da. All of this above is describing mepa ni
If you
to da.
keep the view that things don't exist
At all.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. If you say
Yeah.
the Buddha said nothing exists at all, then you're on a bad trajectory. Okay, you're in trouble. You're gonna rip up your good karma. You're gonna wipe out your bank account in a few minutes. Oh, nothing exists. There's no such thing as good deeds, bad deeds. It's all an illusion. Then you get on that road, you're in trouble. Then you start misbehaving, and okay.
Okay.
That's what he's saying.
How is he relating that to Jikten and Jikten?
Good karma you made, which is gonna give you a nice rebirth
Okay.
in
Yeah.
samsara,
Oh.
or good karma you made that's gonna get you out of samsara.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, right.
You're ripping up both.
That's kind of a common phrase, right? Like
It is,
worldly
but
and
his
beyond the
point
world.
is good. It's good to say what it is.
Yeah.
Your karma for the world and your karma for leaving this world are both being destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And if you keep it up, it's gonna be a gyu
It's gonna be a cause.
to
Suffer a lot.
Be bored.
To be
kid.
born.
This is not born because it's D,
Right.
It's to have been.
which creates, which gives birth to.
Which creates
all suffering
and collective.
Yeah.
Of the hell realms and such.
Good, yeah, which would give birth to
Uh-huh.
all the sufferings of the hell realms, etc. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And another bad gyu. It's also going to be a cause for
Obstacles.
good,
Yeah.
which
Drifting.
creates obstacles to the good karma you already have.
Yeah.
Okay, to the good things you've already done. Okay, Gewangayip that you had before.
The
It's gonna
virtue-
block those. Okay.
Mhm.
Like either you're gonna wipe out your bank account or it's gonna be put on hold.
Mhm.
Okay.
You have to call Citibank. It's a pain.
And since it does all these bad things, we can describe it as the kunjung.
The source.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
source
good
of
for you.
all evil.
Yeah, the source of all evil.
Okay,
Yeah.
the source of all evil. What?
Not thinking.
Thinking things don't
Yeah,
exist.
thinking Buddha taught nothing matters. Nothing matters. Everything's an illusion. Just relax. You know, go into the black. Into the black.
Geshe-la,
Yeah.
did we somehow make a jump here from discussing the problems with Yutta to discussing the problems of Metta without even mentioning that we were making that transition?
No one ever said we were going to cover the problems of Yutta.
I thought that's what we just said before we did the
No,
last.
we are reminding the guy
Yeah.
that Buddha already talked about it in his own scriptures.
Metta.
We're on this part. Yeah,
Okay.
we're talking about metta.
Right, okay.
This is the
okay,
reminder.
okay.
This is may I remind you.
Right.
And we didn't get to Yutta yet.
Got it. Okay, somehow
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So this is where we're reminding the other guy, don't forget your own teacher in your own Hinayana sutras
Right,
covered
sorry.
this. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Duh.
By the way, if you have a metta, you necessarily are corn dipping leg ingo.
Yeah, you're denying cause and effect.
Not denying.
No,
Well,
you're giving it too much credit.
Oh.
No, corn dip.
Oh yeah, you're
Not
diminishing
Oh.
it. You're taking away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Minimizing.
So say in plain English, describe these two extremes. Drone
Corn
dok
dip and drum dip.
Drone dok and corn dip.
Giving.
In plain English.
Giving
Saying something is there which is
not
there is drone dok.
Okay.
Right.
Corn dip is
Saying something
not
that's not there, which is.
Right.
good.
Heaping-
Saying something is not there, which is
that?
this one.
Corn dough.
This is
corn
heaping a
dip.
load
Yeah,
onto
yeah,
it.
Yeah.
No, corn dip means
Not
You're
Corn dip
minimizing the
means-
importance of cause and effect.
you're not that. You're claiming it doesn't exist.
Oh,
Something which
that's what I-
is there, you are saying isn't there.
Okay.
What? The connection between what you do and what you get.
Right. As opposed to
The karma and its consequences. I like to say consequences because it ties it to the cause tighter. It ties into the cause tighter.
Yeah.
Okay. So this viewpoint you have, which is actually discounting the laws of karma and its consequences, would act as the very wellspring of every screwy thing, of every bad thing. Okay. Dini,
Sort of saying it's the second truth.
Dini, Kyuki, Lok Simba. Here's Lok as we had in Adam's text. This is a
the
pretty-
opposite or backwards. Yeah.
Now you make a verb out of a verb because it comes after the instrumental. And it's got a past tensorizer.
It turns around, turns back, or reverses.
What's the subject of the sentence?
Kya, it.
Thinking things
You.
don't exist.
Oh, you. Oh, and by you, I see.
You guys already beat this viewpoint.
Yeah.
May I remind
Okay.
you?
Yeah.
Kyuki looks in. You just spend your whole life. That's what Hinayana guys do. You know, you just spent your whole life fighting against people who say there's no karma.
Denying cause and effect.
You
Right.
know, you spend all your effort trying to fight the viewpoints of people who say it doesn't matter what I do. You know, may I remind you? You know that this is what you did. So Reshik,
Each.
and that's an unusual spelling of Reshik. It should have been ZH. So maybe you check it. Okay.
Where? Okay.
Yeah, provisionally, or for the time being. Okay. It's an implied threat.
For now.
Yeah, for now, Gopa Miche.
For now,
I.
I'm not.
I'm not going to go ahead.
I'm
I'm not going to refute this.
Yeah, I'm not going to take the trouble to kick your ass on that.
For now.
For now. And then he goes, for now.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I'm
Okay,
coming
there's
at
yeah, it's an implication.
but I'm busy.
Yeah.
Let me eat a sandwich first.
You know, you spend your whole life denying these viewpoints. I guess I could take a few minutes off before I convince you that you should deny them. Okay, like that. He's like, oh, you know,
Time's up in 1
I'm
minute.
not gonna fight with you right now. Okay. Yangna. We can stop
Moreover.
after this. Okay.
Okay.
Moreover, Chunmba,
Abhidharma
Do,
Sutra.
Abhidharma Sutras.
Interesting.
And I got a headache. I went looking for them.
Oh boy.
Not necessarily.
I couldn't find any called Abhidharma Sutras. Then I went to see if anybody quoted Abhidharma Sutras, and they did. So I figured I would take those quotations and look for them in the Kanya. And
Wow.
I could establish what sutras are considered Abhidharma Sutras, even though they're not named Abhidharma Sutras. So I went and found like 10 quotations from the Abhidharma Sutras
Okay.
in the Dengya, and went to look up those in the Kanya, and they're not there.
Wow. Huh. So it's
So
just
it's my opinion that these don't exist anymore. But they're still quoted in later years. Okay.
could they be in the Pali Canon maybe?
Well, there's a list of books. Yeah, they could be. And there's also a list of Abhidharma texts. He already translated that verse. Shariputra wrote something. Malgalyayana wrote something. There's a list of the early books.
It's in my text.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's in my text.
and because your opinion here has already been refuted
Uh-huh.
in the Abhidharma Sutras, Reshik.
Provisional,
Now this
yeah.
repeats the spelling.
Yeah.
So,
So maybe it's on
it
purpose.
makes us think it's a Dhamka instead of a misspelling.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a legal alternative.
Should we put a question mark there just in case?
Miche.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, okay, for the time being I'm not. So what does the Yamna here mean?
Moreover, because it's also in the Abhidharma Sutras,
No, it's not a moreover.
or it's all because it's also in.
It's a long
or-
And even if.
yeah, I guess that'd be
No.
the other thing.
No.
It's the lines could also be saying.
Okay.
You see, the line could also be saying.
Oh.
Okay, then you see what I mean?
He, meaning Nagarjuna's line could also be saying.
So
How does Yangnam mean
it
that?
could be saying, you guys spend all your time refuting this viewpoint. You know, I don't have to talk about it. Or it could be saying that's the shepa. Or it's because when you say Yangnam with shepa,
Wow.
it
Or it
means,
could be saying.
or it could be saying, the Abhidharma Sutras already canceled this idea. So this, what Gyaltsab is saying is Nagarjuna could be saying,
Right.
you guys spent, you guys are working so hard to stop this idea. Or maybe
I
he's
get
saying the Buddha stopped
This
this
is a
idea already
commentary.
in the Abhidharma Sutras. Okay. Why did he mention Abhidharma Sutras?
Because he's battling with the Abhidharma.
What?
No, he's battling with lower school guys.
Well, yeah, and
Use their
Gyaltsab
own
J said,
text.
I'm going to use your
They use
own.
what they believe
text.
to
Yeah, and this is a very classic example of a debate technique
Mm-hmm.
where you use the other guy's home books.
Right.
Okay, so when we do the intercollegiate debates
Yeah.
against Ganden or Debung or Sakyas, in the real debating, we have to study their books.
Mm-hmm.
We study their books and we defeat them with their books. We don't even mention our books. So when we debate Sakyas, which we did, or Bumbos, you see, when you debate Sakyas, you have to go back to the content.
Indian texts.
You go back to something that everyone can accept.
Yeah.
So that's a theme of this whole book. That's a theme of this whole book. You know, we're gonna use your own sutras to prove to you why you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and later, Gyaltsab J has someone come in from the Mahayana and try to beat the guy, and he says, "Oh, go away." And he says, "Why? I'm correct." He says, "I know you're correct, but you're not using their book."
Hmm. Wow.
You know, okay. He even says it, like some what do you call it,
Overzealous.
overzealous
Mahayana.
Mahayana guy says, "I'll take care of this guy," and he starts, and then Gyaltsab J says, "Just chill." You know, we got to use their own books here.
Yeah.
The
Right.
theme is using their own books against them. Okay.
Sashi
Pugi Chushing Metok Cham Rira Ling Shin Yende Yempadi Sangye Shingdu Mikte Uwargi Jokun Namda Shingla Druparsho Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami
Gewadi
Keokun Sunam Yeshe Dzog Shing Sunam Yeshe Lejungwe Damba Kunyi Toparsho.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's